for the NRBC meeting. We'll start with call to order.
Lucas Richardson.
Here.
Jermaine Sullivan, absent. Kathleen Grabowski, absent. Kelly Greavy.
Here.
Mary Kay Wilkosh.
Here.
Next item is public comment, and there's nobody in the audience, so we'll skip that. Next item, approval of the agenda. The first thing I want to change or add is we gotta make a couple changes to the bylaws, so we can add that under unfinished business at the end. And then public, what was it, Josh? Public comment, is that, or public?
Messaging.
Public messaging. So, a motion to make those two changes to the agenda.
Motion. I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next item is approval of the minutes from the February 13th meeting. I'll make the motion to approve them as is.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes of February 27th work session.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Unfinished business, Community Service Day, May 4th. We had a couple things to talk about, dumpster and the notice, so we can start with the notice.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about that some more because I kind of didn't agree with what we ended up saying.
Okay.
I don't think there needs to be a notice. I think that I feel like we're punishing those that we shouldn't be. I think we should be praising those that follow the rules and the ordinances. And if they know better, they won't put anything in there. But if they do, we get rid of more blight. That's how I feel. I don't think that we should discriminate against who can put something in the dumpster or not.
Yeah, I think we resulted in having the notice for just like all the neighbors in that area that the event was occurring and that there'll be a dumpster.
Yeah, I watched it over again to make sure, but I still felt like we were discriminating.
So you would think that we should just do the event and not tell anybody?
That's
Or just tell the
Right.
full
Right, that's my
notice.
opinion. And you know not to put your garbage in the dumpster down at the beach, you know that. And if you do, shame on you, but I don't think that, I don't think a notice is warranted.
Was this dumpster just gonna go on the street? Is that what we decided, or?
I think we were working on a location for that near Casman there.
Okay, somewhere there.
So I mean, we'll be, the volunteers and whoever out of us go to volunteer will be in the area. So, I mean, I agree. I don't think we need to let them know that the dumpster is only for that in the notice, but I think we should still have a notice for that block. Maybe we print out like 30, 40 letters and deliver it to the people on that block right there that just let them know that it's happening.
Yep.
So maybe we can gear the notice towards something like
Maybe
that.
they'd like to volunteer to help.
Yeah.
And, yeah, exactly.
Maybe we can put it that way.
Is that what you want then?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did kind of go back and forth a lot in that meeting, so.
So will you send that out, or?
I can write it up and then I'll send it to you.
Okay. We'll put it on the next agenda, see if there's any tweaks, and then. I guess the next thing's update on dumpster. Jermaine's not here, so I don't know. Has she talked to you at all on that? No. Okay, so we'll have to touch base with her on that between now and the next meeting, but we should definitely, or by the next meeting, because we're coming up to May.
Based on the conversation I'm hearing, I would recommend you get the biggest dumpster possible.
Okay. Next item is the resources that we've been talking about sharing on the webpage and the
Right.
quick fix.
So I did write resources down, but I wanted to ask you how in-depth you want me to be. So for instance, let's just say we have contractors, or we have community mental health. Do you want me to contact them and ask them if they would be okay to put on this? Or are we just saying, how do you want us to structure that? You know what I mean? Do we put, yeah, so I have 25 of them. But I mean, do we want to get in depth or just say, you know, you could call it plumber or, you know, electrical or whatever? I mean, how in depth should we be?
And I guess the easiest way would probably be having links to like websites, but not everybody has a website, right?
Right, right.
But we could list a phone number.
We list a phone number.
So you want to do the phone numbers? And then I'll provide the website?
Yeah, I think having the website links and then the phone numbers on there, and then
And do you
when we
wanna-
can share it with everybody, then we can start
Okay.
crossing some out if we don't.
So do I need to contact these people to say, hey, we're gonna share that on our website? Do we have to do that?
Are we recommending contractors?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't give anybody this list because I'm not sure what we're doing. You know,
Well, so I think the one thing about that, and I don't know what's all on your list right now, but I think, was it just contractors or was it the,
No, we were gonna do everything.
no,
according
what Kevin had suggested we don't sole source something?
Yeah, so if you're gonna recommend a contractor, there's actually a process I would recommend. Otherwise, what criteria would you use to vet contractors? I mean, usually you do a request for qualifications, and the contractors come to you and prove that they're licensed, insured, blah, blah, and then you develop a list from that. That's what other communities have done. I would caution you just from picking someone or two in town, because if that doesn't pan out, it's,
Well, how about if we just put resources and then,
Yeah.
we could put, you know, contractors and then just as a resource, and that's up to you to go find your contractor, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then,
I
like
mean,
mental
we could
health.
list 10 contractors with their number and they can go from there. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, you know, here's your resources, but we don't really have a number for it.
Oh, okay.
You know, because there's so many, how would, like we say, how would we recommend them?
The only thing is, what about the lady that the police department helped on 8th Street? Would she have been able to do that on her own if you hadn't helped her with the resource?
well, I don't know if we helped him by 8th Street.
The house that needed painting?
Oh, yeah. Probably not, but I would not recommend that.
But so how did you help her though? I mean,
We found contractors and she picked the contractor.
yeah, so I wonder if we had just a list of contractors,
How do you
didn't
determine?
recommend
How do you
any of
determine
them?
that list?
So
Yeah,
nobody gets upset, is what my theory was. You
Yeah.
know
Well,
what I
it's
mean?
just not that. It's what happens if you pick a contract, you recommend them, and it goes south, and they're not licensed or insured, and then what's the liability for this commission?
well, wouldn't we only list ones that are licensed and insured?
So again, back to setting criteria for what you would have for recommendations. So usually
So
it
couldn't
goes-
we just put resources like we did, contractors and then roofing, you know, so these are, you have to look for this yourself, but these are your resources where at least, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we could list though, we could list like United Way's number because that's out
Right.
there and 5-cap number.
Public organizations, absolutely.
Yeah,
Those.
it seems like it's a gray area with both Chief and with Kevin. When we've been talking about the contractors, I almost want to say that we might want to stick to the organizations like Habitat and 5-cap and things like that, and then some of the medical stuff too that you were talking about.
So then what about the individuals that have a difficult time knowing how to go through the process? I mean, if you have an elderly lady that's lost her husband, she's never done that before, what kind of resource are we gonna have for her?
I think it's a different process, like where we could just help them say, this is who you could contact, rather than kind of just saying, here are the contractors that can do that work. I think it's
So
just,
maybe at the end,
We could still put contractors and we could still put plumbing or HV. These are the people that will maybe help you, but you still have to go and get that individual's name.
does the senior center help with things like that?
I don't know.
Well, they have their own people,
Yeah.
you know, that will come and cut grass, you know, they have their own list, or housework or something on that
Is senior
order.
center on your list?
I almost wonder if Habitat or 5-cap have something like what we're doing too. like, if we just kind of pointed them in the direction of their way, you know what I mean?
I would take a look again at that email I sent last year from George Schiller as far as resources on that list as well. Do you still have that? I can try to resend it. It's a list that's been compiled by someone, some government organization, has financial institution, I'm sure United Way's on there, so maybe look at that again to see if there's something you missed on that list.
Yeah, you might have to resend that. I don't recall that email.
Or if you need help with any of the above, contact the NRBC.
Yeah, that's what
you know.
I'm thinking, you
Yeah.
know, just be generic.
Yeah,
with that
maybe,
stuff.
yeah, so not listing businesses, but say,
Right.
you need help with plumbing,
Right.
you know,
You know.
and then that way we kind of
roofers,
know who we could help
yeah,
with.
roofers,
Yeah.
plumbers, those kind of things, you know.
So like, more like, items of work, not so much.
Right. We're not
Contact.
recommending anybody, but these are the, you know, if you need a roofer, then call us and we'll see what we can do to help you, or.
I like that better.
That would be better, so you want me to put that together?
I think
then?
so, yeah, cause then how that could work is they could fill out a form and say, do you need help with this? And then now we know, okay, this is what they need help with, and then we can work on them one-on-one,
I think that's a better idea.
you know, and we could even make phone calls and,
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's good.
okay.
All right, so I'll rework that.
good job.
Yeah. It's good list if you ever need anybody right now, right? Okay. Guess update on doing another blight tour.
Where is this going, this list then?
It eventually will be on, our webpage, but
Okay, that's.
Chief and I gotta talk, still to see how we're gonna get it on that app. I don't know if you guys have used that C-Click Fix app yet, but
Have you?
you can take pictures of an issue or something, and it'll get reported to the respective department, and we're gonna try to make it so you could go on that app, fill out a form, and then it would just get directed right to us from that app.
So is it out there now?
It is out there right now, nothing for us right now, but
Right.
the app is up for other departments right now, yeah. Okay. Blight tour update, do we have one?
Just need to land on a date. I would recommend when the snow is gone.
Should we do it before or
Almost
after
after.
the,
So,
Before May, you mean?
yeah, before or after the community service day, what are your
I
thoughts?
think we should do it before.
Before, sometime in April?
Latter part of April, maybe?
is there a day of the week or time that works best?
This issue's gonna be gone the end of April.
That's right. So we better.
How much time do you need to plan that?
Week or so? It was pretty short notice last time.
Maybe we could decide on it in the next meeting.
Yeah.
We have everybody here.
I do.
Okay. Next item was added, so bylaw, amendment, so we need to change two things on the bylaws. They said calendar year for appointments for elections, and we start, I think our terms end April 30th. So we need to change calendar year to say a year from April 30th. And then also, the year at the end of the bylaws for signatures 2022, and gonna change that to 2023. So I make the motion to amend the bylaws before we go to council.
Okay, I'll second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. And then public, I forgot again,
Messaging?
messaging, public messaging.
Typically in the past, usually in March, I send out public messaging with a map of the blight areas, who is assigned to each blight area, and then 2 or 3 of our ordinances related to blight. And I don't know if you guys want me to send that out again or have the NRBC send that out. I don't know this kind of wraps into the previous conversation, last meeting about public messaging, so just getting your thoughts.
So what usually gets resulted from that? I apologize, I didn't get to look at it.
The
yet.
public knows who the blight officer is for their area, they know the ordinance, I mean, we post the ordinance a lot, but they get to know the ordinances. We don't put that in the paper, I think it's too long to put in the paper, but I think she puts a link in there.
So it's just a social media post?
No, it's in the paper, we don't put the ordinances in the paper because they're multiple pages long. Yeah, so,
Her.
oh, I couldn't care less.
Oh, okay.
I think it should stay the way it is, then if you
Yeah,
put it
me
in the
too.
paper, you know, at least.
If you've been doing it.
Okay.
Think.
What do you think?
Yeah,
And we
I mean,
don't-
we could certainly help if it's something that takes workload off you, I mean,
I've been doing it for years, so.
so it's just a courtesy that it was coming up, you just wanted to bring it up then.
Yeah, I didn't know if the police department sends it out or it comes through the NRBC to send out.
I think it probably makes more sense for the police department, cause, yeah. Guess new business, we have none, public comment, there's nobody here. Go to the order, guess I'll go around the room.
I got your text, what you put in, for City of Manistee. Did we decide on that last meeting? I
Yeah,
thought
we
were
had,
still gonna talk about that.
we had talked about at least, putting in that, I think it was question number 5. I had a note that said, I know we were gonna talk about, for future questions, but I think we talked about posting number 5, so I kind of reworded it a little bit, and
I thought that was still up for discussion. I thought that's what we were gonna talk about this meeting.
What's number 5?
I think I can read the post right now, too. I can find it. So we posted, as we approach springtime cleanup projects in our neighborhoods, work to beautify the community, the Neighborhood and Restoration and Beautification Commission would like to hear from you how we can help as a commission. How do you think the NRBC can help address blight and beautify our neighborhoods? Please let us know. Contact myself and put my email on there. And I did get one email from somebody that they didn't put their name, so I have no idea who it was, but they had asked if we could deal with all the weeds and overgrowth on 31 sidewalks. Because during Blossom Boulevard, you know, we have all the really awesome flowers throughout there, but then behind there's the sidewalks that are, you know, overgrown, and then even some of the parking lots over there by China Buffet, that area. I thought that could be a cool little beautification project there. So maybe that could be
I wonder, do the kids still help, you know, from schools?
for Blossom Boulevard.
Yeah, do they still help?
I don't know who all does that. I've never done Blossom Boulevard.
Yeah, I
but
think Kendra is in charge.
Kendra's in charge
Yeah.
of it, yeah.
Okay, so I thought maybe they could help too.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause if they're out there, I don't know if they.
Yeah, and maybe I could reach out to Kendra to see when they're doing that event. That could be a good time to do it at the same time.
Mhm.
That was that. Yeah, so if I wasn't supposed to do that, I apologize.
Well, no, I just thought that we were still gonna discuss what should go out and what should be said. So it surprised me when I got that yesterday.
Okay. Maybe we could talk about doing additional ones. I didn't think it hurt anything if I,
No, it didn't hurt, but I thought that, you know,
yeah.
that we were gonna discuss it more. I thought it was gonna be more than that.
Okay. Yeah, I got the intention when I put all these together that it was too much, so I was trying to make it simple for now, and then could go from there.
Right, and it's not set in stone.
Yeah, it was just,
You know,
it was just a Facebook post for now, and then
Right.
I've only got one person commented, so.
So when would we discuss what we should be doing moving forward?
Do we want, yeah, we could talk about it right now. Do we wanna put like a program in place, like a monthly thing or something, like a monthly post?
But with the two of them not here, is that really a good discussion? I mean,
We could just talk about it and then we could bring it up in the next meeting. I guess, do you have thoughts on it right now, or, I mean, about doing that? Doing like a monthly post, or?
I was talking more about the way that we're going to do it. I mean,
Oh,
Going to say,
yeah, and how we're going to get feedback, I guess was my question.
yeah, because we've talked about putting stuff in the paper before, and how do they get back to us, and,
Right.
right, okay.
I just feel like a whole lot of people aren't, I didn't even see that post until you sent it to me.
Yeah.
And so
I didn't see it
how many
either.
people see that, and, you know, should something be in the paper, and should we know what we're doing? You know,
Right.
Based, you know,
Probably more people would see it in the paper. I mean,
yeah.
just from the looks of it, I mean, there's only a few people that even shared it, so.
or even on the radio. Yeah, I mean, radio, people listen to it all the time.
Mhm.
What is our message? I mean, what is our message?
And it's gonna be short, it can't be too long, people don't wanna listen. So,
Okay, well, I guess,
maybe put it back on for next.
yeah, I could put it on next agenda, and then if
Yeah.
you guys think of any ideas from now and then.
Well, I would like to say that I put some time into that letter that I wrote,
Mhm.
and I didn't get any feedback.
And I'm sorry.
That's okay, I understand what's
Yeah.
going on. But, you know, for somebody to say, oh, I didn't even see it, I don't know, I feel like I was not taken seriously. And if I'm on a commission or a board, I take it seriously.
Mhm.
I just feel that sometimes I'm not heard.
We can put that as an agenda and even bring that as an agenda item to look at that letter and some other,
Yeah.
And she did put a lot of time into it.
yeah, I mean, I gave you my comments on it. I thought that it was good. I think there was a little bit, if I can recall, it was a little bit too specific, I thought. And those are
So
comments
let's.
that we can work through. Yeah.
Make it what it should be.
Okay,
But it was a start, and
yep.
Should we have that printed as part of our, so we can look at it, should we have it printed?
A part of the agenda packet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
And I have one more thing for the good of the order. I also think that when I brought up the fact that I believe two more people should be on our commission, I feel that we should have had an open discussion about that, but instead it was talked about personally to each other, and I was never contacted. I was the only one that wasn't contacted. And I feel that an open discussion should have been made, and it wasn't. And so I wish that we had had that.
I think we talked about it in a couple meetings. I mean, everybody had their chance before we voted too, right? I mean, and it's not set in stone, because it's gotta go to city council before,
It is going to city council?
it has to, yeah. We can't.
But how is it going to city council?
It's going, the way we voted for it was with 5 members. Everybody voted for.
When does it go? I mean, the next meeting?
I think it's March 21st, right?
Does that sound about right? March
Yep.
21st, yeah.
I think, I go to all of them.
So March 24th, you go to city council and say what?
March 21st.
First.
They're
21st.
going, it's gonna go in front of council to approve the bylaws that you all approved.
Oh, they have to approve.
They have to
all
adopt the bylaws that you guys
Okay.
recommend.
Okay, so they're not actually going to specifically talk about adding 2 more commission members?
No,
No,
you voted to present those bylaws to council for approval.
Yeah, so it goes as 5 members,
Correct.
right? So it's a done deal then?
I was,
Unless,
We voted already.
yeah, everybody voted for having 5 members. Everybody said yes.
unless somebody on the commission, or on the council would say, that we believe we should have 7?
Yeah, the agenda item goes to city council for them to discuss and approve
Mhm.
or deny.
Mhm.
And they can, like, our piece in it is to recommend that these
Yep.
bylaws get approved.
Right.
And we've done that. We've all voted that they get approved, and then at city council, then they discuss and if they recommend us changing something, that's when,
I don't think they're gonna recommend, they're voting to adopt them.
yeah. But sometimes they do, from the commissions, they review them and they recommend changes before they make a vote.
So in instances like this, there's only 3 of us. There's 5 members, but there's only 3 of us. And we didn't talk about a couple of different things because there's only 3 of us. That's another reason why I thought 7 would be better than 5. So what do I do in that respect then? Can I take my vote back to a no? Or is it a done deal from?
In the minutes that we approved, I don't know if it was the 13th or the previous one, you did have
Yeah,
have a comment in there to be on the record.
but I voted with everyone.
You did,
Can I change that vote at this point or not?
yeah. I don't think so,
Okay.
unless we brought it up as another agenda item to re-vote on it.
Okay.
I think once you vote, you're done. I mean, unless it's. I don't think you can now.
No, the only way we could change them is if we put them out on the agenda and we had another vote, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wondered. All right.
You have anything, Mary?
I just want, when Kevin was here, he was going to get back with us at some point in time about Muskegon, seeing if they would be willing to meet with us or vice versa. Anything happen with that?
Yeah, he did, he provided me a contact, and I tried calling, I didn't get a hold of her yet, but
Okay.
I'm gonna try again
Okay.
to see what we need to do if we gotta meet with him, just a phone call, something, or come into these meetings, something. So I'll do that. That was all.
Or
He
maybe
said,
we can have a
he gave me a phone number and he said, call her, we'll talk more later. That was the extent of the
Or
email.
we could have like a conference call, we could have them call in.
During the meetings, yeah.
If they're really busy.
Mhm. Okay. Chief, you got anything?
I was asked to compile some abandoned structure stats. So I had the officers go out and get, how many residences, so there's 32 residences in the city of Manistee that are abandoned. Excuse me, not unoccupied, so 32 residences. And there are 18 businesses that are currently unoccupied. That's the number that was collected by the police, but this does not include any condominiums. So 32 residences and 18 businesses.
Are the couple that are gonna be demolished included into those numbers?
Yes.
Okay. That's two, right?
What was your question?
It's 2 demolitions and 1 cleanup.
Oh,
I was asking if those are included in the 32, and they are.
okay.
So really, it's, after this demolition project, it should be 30, right?
Yeah, presumably. And round 2 of the blight elimination grant, I think is due at the end of May. And that's being handled by the land bank, so we're trying to see if we can identify, we didn't think cycle 2 was gonna come this fast.
Yeah, that is fast.
So we're continuing to see if there's other residences out there that would be agreed to be demolished. We might have identified one already, that the owner might agree to have it demolished. So we're continuing to see if we can come up with candidates for that. We certainly don't want to, we want to utilize all grant funds available for us,
I have a question with that, Grant.
and us as a land bank, excuse me.
So, let's say we know where we could go and maybe apply for a grant. I'm just saying. So do we have a grant writer that we would be able to utilize or not? Or do we have to go out there and search for our own?
I think that's kind of,
Depends on what the
Well,
grant is.
yeah.
what would be pertaining to, you know, something to do with us here, you know what I mean? I don't know, funds for, let's just say a dumpster, I don't know. You know what I mean, for cleanup or something somehow.
Well, we have talked about that, because the Limitless Fund, I think it is, at the Community Foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, takes some time to fill out their forms
Right.
there to get that, so.
Correct. But I'm just saying, besides that, let's just say there's money at the state.
Mhm.
And who would be our grant writer? Do we have one that we can utilize, or do we need to obtain?
The city doesn't employ a grant writer per se.
Okay,
I write all the
What is that noise?
grants for the police department.
okay,
I know we have contracted some grant writers, like at the fire department for FEMA grants,
okay.
but there's not an on-staff grant writer necessarily.
If I was able to reach out to someone and they're willing to help us, can we utilize that?
Well, it depends on how much it costs.
No, for free.
Oh, yeah, and then pursuing grants needs to be approved by city council, too.
Even if they work for us, it has to be approved.
Yeah, because this is a commission given authority by the city of
Yeah,
Manistee.
I think if they,
Even if they donate
If-
their time.
yeah, well, if we work through getting something, we can't hit the button until city council approves
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, we could totally do the, like, help with the work, or have somebody help with the work, have the whole thing, you know, printed out on paper and say, would you like us to, you know, send this in?
Well, because a grant is, you know, there's a lot involved in that. So you
Yeah.
have somebody, you know, if you're looking for some good funds, to be able to write that and have time to do it. So if they're willing to, you know, utilize their own time and volunteer, okay.
Yeah, a lot of times, those grants that are for public entities like the city, they require either resolutions of support from city council or like a recommendation letter from the city. So,
Yeah, so grants have to be, because, so if the police department is pursuing a grant, it's under the authority, the same would be for NRBC, is a commission of the city of Manistee. So you would be pursuing a grant under the authority of the city of Manistee, so I don't think there'd be
Get
any
involved in that.
friction there, but yeah, just a quick agenda item saying we'd like support, permission to pursue this grant, and
Okay.
I'll ask a few questions what the grant is and what the obligation is.
And the resolution, it helps a lot of times too, if it's not required. I mean, having the city council support is a big deal. Did you have a grant in mind, or was it just somebody who offered their time for if we?
I know somebody that I'm hoping would help us, but I don't want to go there if it's going to be a big deal. You know what I mean? That we have to.
Well, I think they could still help us, just as long as we're not shooting, you know, actually applying for something and then asking for forgiveness later. I don't
Right,
think
yeah.
we're gonna be allowed to do
Understand.
that, so.
Okay.
It should probably come to us anyway, to our commission to see it, and if we have any suggestions to change, so.